Hello, this is Dave Sugarbaker, and today is the third Sunday of Advent. It's the 17th of December in 2023, and I have a story for you. This is a story I wrote probably 20 to 25 years ago, and because it's my story, I get to edit it, and I've just edited it recently again, and it's part of a creative effort that I've had over the years to do creative writing around a Christmas theme. This is Melchior's story. My name is Melchior. I am a scholar and a disciple of wisdom, as was my father before me. Some have called us magi. Others have called us conjurers or magicians. I've studied the mysteries of the world and the heavens. My home is many days' travel to the east of the great sea which Rome sails. I'm old now and enjoying the attentions of my students who honor me and make my old age happy before I rest with my ancestors. My life has been full, and I have no regrets as I reach old age. I have learned, I have traveled, I have seen what few men could hope to see. I hear of things which I now explain to my students, stories from Judah about a king of the Jews. Those tempestuous Jews, always jostling this way or that. They're never happy, except when remembering the good old days of centuries ago or looking forward to the coming of their king. I doubt they will ever know I welcomed a king in their midst when I was younger. If that infant king survived the wrath of Herod and has grown to be a man, I wonder if the Jews will stop grumbling long enough to notice a king in their midst. It was a remarkable journey years ago to find a newborn king. It caused quite a stir among us here. Our leader called us together. It was a day I'll remember to my last breath. "Greetings in the name of Zoroaster and the king," he said. "Long may our noble discipline live in the favor of the gods." He began to tell us about new information the stars were proclaiming about a new star born in the heavens, placed there as a token of events manifested on earth. No event in the heavens to date has had such importance, a sign for all the ages. It was a star that told of a new leader, a king of all kings, shining brighter than all the others. The star appeared this year in the dome of heaven fixed to the west of us, toward the land of the Jews or the sea beyond them. Ignorant people have seized on false interpretations of this heavenly sign, and it falls to us, the Magi, to put these false readings to rest. The leader proposed some of us journey to the west, find this new king, and bring back proof. The star will be a sufficient guide. It is my decision that we send 3 of our best minds, Gaspar, Melchior, and Balthazar. I was honored to be chosen. I would be able to greet the new king. I would bring knowledge back to my fellow students to prove our readings of the heavens were accurate. We wasted no time putting our caravan together. There were the 3 of us, our camel tenders, and our servants, 50 in all, plus food and supplies and the gifts befitting a king. The star each evening shone like a guiding beacon, directing us ever westward. We traveled the routes of the traders and, after weeks of travel, crossed the Jordan River into Judea at the town called Jericho. It was a trading town. a hot and terrible place, a place that it seemed not even the God of the Jews could love. The town was filled with traders, soldiers, and brigands. I made an attempt to converse with a local, knowing that he might have some disdain for a foreigner. "Good sir," I asked, "I understand your religion may forbid you to associate with me, but please, one question." The man responded, "For the price of 1 silver coin, I will listen to your question." "Have you a new king?" I asked. "A new leader among you who stands out shining like a bright new star?" "Do you mean a Messiah?" he responded. I was not familiar with the term. "A Messiah, you say?" "Messiah is our word for the Anointed One. It's a crazy superstition, a hope of the holy people. If you want to know more about that kind of thing, ask those priests getting fat off the offerings at the temple." I gave the man a silver coin and thanked him for his kindness. The heat and the climb were the worst. Up out of the furnace in which Jericho roasted, to the heights of Jerusalem. We had heard that there were robbers on the road, but we were not bothered. Our camel tenders and our servants were well armed. We were left alone, either because of our foreignness, which the Jews seemed to abhor, or because of our obvious ability to defend ourselves. It was not hard to find the palace of the ruler of Jerusalem. We had heard of Herod. He was infamous for his brutality and treachery. He and his army were for hire to the highest bidder. He had fought for Anthony and Cleopatra in the Roman Civil War, but switched sides when the couple died. We inquired at Herod's palace about the new king. We got an immediate audience with Herod himself. Herod was adamant that there was no new king of the Jews and that he was the legal ruler. Should a new leader emerge, Herod said, he and the Romans would deal swiftly with him and his revolutionaries. We assured Herod that we were seeking knowledge alone, and that we were peaceful scholars from the East. We told him of the great sign in the heavens which spoke of a new King of Kings. We asked if his priests or wise men had knowledge from their scrolls regarding this king, for it was our hope to find him and pay homage to him. Our words seemed to trouble Herod for a moment, but he quickly recovered. "Noble and honored friends," he said, "let me seek counsel of our best scholars. Perhaps they can give us information which will help in the search you have set for yourselves." He dismissed us and asked us to return at the same time the next day. My friends and I agreed. When we returned the following day, Herod was overjoyed, perhaps too overjoyed, to see us. We did not trust the man. He greeted us and said, "My good friends and fellow searchers, I have great news. I have questioned my wise men who, like yourselves, search for the truth. They have found a sign in our holy scrolls. And you, O Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means the least of the rulers of Judah, for from you shall come a ruler who will govern my people Israel." Herod continued, "We expect a baby born of David's lineage, a Messiah, and your star may be a sign this new ruler has come to David's city. Please, if you will, be my emissaries. Go to Bethlehem, search for the child whom your star has announced to you, and when you find him, bring me word that I too may go and worship him." We were only too glad to be away from Herod and out of Jerusalem, heading west again toward Bethlehem. It was only one day's journey. Bethlehem was in the hill country with sheep grazing in the fields. The town was small, not a fortress like Jerusalem. We made quite a scene when we arrived in town, the 50 of us, whereas in Jerusalem we were hardly noticed. A small crowd gathered as we made arrangements for the feeding of the camels. We were not welcome in the inns because of the Jews' strange aversion to foreigners. We could not eat or lodge with them, according to what they said was their holy law. In Jericho and Jerusalem, the ring of silver coin had caused the holy law to be temporarily overlooked. I noticed an old man standing on the edge of the crowd who seemed curious and did not have the same level of hatred in his eyes. "Sir, I understand the laws of your God that separate us from one another, but may I speak with you for a moment?" The old man answered, "I have no objection. You appear to be a respected man from your country, and I will give you the same respect." I said, "We are searching for a newborn king, a leader of all peoples. I understand your tradition would give such a man the name Messiah." The man looked at me somewhat puzzled and said, "Kings are not born in Bethlehem, sir. If such an event had occurred here, would there not have been a great festival? And no such thing has happened here. As for the Messiah, I pray daily to Yahweh our God to send the Messiah soon, to free us from all the evil of these times. There are always rumors that the Messiah is coming, or that he has arrived, or that this rabbi or that revolutionary is the Messiah. Time passes, and we find it was not anything more than empty hopes." The man paused for a moment and then continued. "Last spring, our hope was high, for right here in Bethlehem the most unusual thing happened. One day, the shepherds from the hills outside of town claimed that they had seen angels in the sky. They insisted the angels announced the Messiah was being born in Bethlehem. These same men, crazy with excitement, claimed they had seen the Messiah. When we questioned them, there was indeed a new baby, but it was just the firstborn of the carpenter Joseph." "Where is this baby now?" I asked. The man smiled and said, "They're still here, living in the house near the tent maker. You will be well directed if you inquire." We made our beds for the night with plans to seek out the child in the morning. We looked for the star which had guided us on our journey. It was no longer moving. The next morning we found the child, a beautiful, inquisitive, growing young boy. The mother and father did not seem surprised at our announcement that we had come to welcome and present presents to a king. They loved the child, as all parents do, but said little to confirm our hopes. The mother said, "He will be a child now. What the future brings, God holds in God's hand." Our gifts were graciously accepted without surprise or undue excitement. They were happy in their life together, taking joy in the love they shared and the growth of the child. We did not stay long. We agreed we should return to our homeland by a circuitous route, avoiding Jerusalem and the bloodthirsty Herod. It has been 30 years since our journey. If the child has grown, perhaps it is he we hear of from the land of the Jews, the teacher and healer who announces the beginning of a new age. Only time will tell. If it is this Jesus, this son of Joseph, whom we welcomed to this world, then God and nature are surely with him, and this world will never be the same. Now, God bless you. Happy almost Christmas. And if you find value here, I hope you'll pass it along. Thank you.